A few weeks ago, while waiting for a connecting flight in Singapore, I noticed a gentleman in his early 60s, the type of traveler who clearly had decades of flying behind him. His carry-on was neatly packed, his boarding pass tucked into a leather wallet, and he moved with the quiet confidence of someone who had crossed more terminals than he could count. But then, something happened that didn't match his experience. As he approached the boarding gate, he slowed down. The door was already closed. He checked his phone, then looked at the sign above the gate, then back at his phone. His expression wasn't confusion, it was disbelief. His flight had departed without him. He hadn't misread the time. He hadn't wandered too far. He simply walked into one of the modern airport traps that didn't exist 20 years ago. A few minutes later, I heard him say something many older travelers quietly feel. Travel never used to be this complicated. And he's right. Airports today are more automated, more algorithm-driven, and more subtly designed around behavior than ever before. But many long-time travelers are still relying on habits that worked perfectly in the 1990s and early 2000s, habits that don't always fit today's systems. So in this video, we'll gently walk through 12 airport mistakes older travelers still make, not because they lack experience, but because airports have changed silently around them. By the end, you'll travel with more clarity, more comfort, and far fewer surprises. Let's begin with mistake number 12. And if you find these insights helpful so far, feel free to tap the like button. It helps this kind of calm, practical travel content reach more people who might need it. Many seniors still prefer checking in at the airport counter. It feels proper, reliable, and familiar. But here's something an airline operations manager once told me. Digital check-ins aren't just convenient. They tell the system you're committed to the flight. When a flight is overbooked, which is common, the algorithm looks at who checked in earliest, especially digitally. Late check-ins or counter-only check-ins look uncertain to the system. This means you're more likely to lose your seat assignment, be moved to a less comfortable seat, or, on rare occasions, be bumped entirely. Not because of age, not because of travel frequency, but because the system didn't see your check-in early enough. Safer habit: check in online the moment the window opens. And once that's secure, the next challenge often appears at security, which brings us to mistake number 11. Most travelers know the 3.4-ounce limit, but the detail that catches seniors most often is this. Security doesn't care how much liquid is left. They care about the size printed on the container. A nearly empty 4-ounce jar of expensive face cream? Still not allowed. A security officer put it simply. We check the container. Nothing else. Older travelers often carry higher quality skincare, which is why losing these items hits harder. Safer habit: transfer your liquids into proper travel-size containers before leaving home. From liquids to luggage, the next trap is surprisingly common, which leads us to mistake number 10. There was a time when agents quietly allowed a pound or two over the limit. But today, automated scales feed weight directly into the airline's system. A retired check-in agent once said, "Most overweight fees come from bags just 1 or 2 pounds over." Older travelers naturally pack a bit more: medications, vitamins, extra layers, comfortable shoes, and a few just-in-case items. These small things add up faster than expected. Safer habit: use a small luggage scale at home. It prevents stress and awkward repacking at the counter. But baggage isn't the only area where habits collide with modern design. Next is mistake number 9. And if any of these situations sound familiar, feel free to share your experience in the comments. Many older travelers have stories that help others feel understood. Most people join the first line they encounter, a natural behavior called funnel bias. Airports know this. That first lane is almost always the longest. But just a short walk away, other lanes often move twice as fast. For seniors, especially those with sensitive knees or hips, unnecessarily long standing time increases fatigue for the entire day. Safer habit: take a moment to scan the entire security area. Choose the lane with the best flow, not the one closest to you. And once your items go into the bins, you face mistake number 8. A major study at Helsinki Airport found that the dirtiest surfaces in the terminal weren't restroom handles. They were the security bins. They touch everything: shoes, belts, laptops, toys, crumbs, spilled drinks, and thousands of hands. During peak hours, bins move too fast for cleaning teams to keep up. A flight attendant once said, "If I ever get sick from flying, it's probably from the bins." Safer habit: carry a small sanitizing wipe. Clean the spot where your items go and sanitize your hands afterward. And once you're through security, the next pitfall affects comfort more than anything. Which brings us to mistake number 7. Digestion naturally slows with age. Combine that with cabin pressure similar to high altitude, and the stomach becomes more sensitive. Aircraft engineers confirm gas expands in lower pressure. It's unavoidable. Meaning heavy, spicy, or greasy meals can quickly turn a flight into discomfort. Safer habit: before flying, choose gentler foods: oatmeal, soup, bananas, crackers, or a simple sandwich. But comfort is also about timing, which leads us to mistake number 6. Turbulence isn't dangerous, but it is uncomfortable. Pilots consistently recommend early flights. A veteran pilot once said, "For the smoothest ride, fly before 10 a.m. Morning air is cooler, calmer, and more stable. Thermal bumps build later in the day." Safer habit: choose morning flights whenever possible. Your body will feel the difference. But what you drink on board matters too, bringing us to mistake number 5. And if you're finding value in this guide, feel free to subscribe. It encourages us to continue making calm, practical travel videos like this. Tea and coffee on board don't come from a kettle. They come from built-in water tanks. These tanks are safe, but they're not cleaned as frequently as people assume. A maintenance technician explained, "We clean them, but not often. Safety systems always come first." This is why many flight attendants avoid drinking hot beverages in the air. Safer habit: choose bottled or canned drinks, or grab your coffee in the terminal. And when it comes to protecting your luggage, here's mistake number 4, updated and corrected. Bright plastic wrap looks secure. And it does help in a few situations many travelers don't think about. It can keep older zippers from popping open. It can make pen trick openings much harder. And it can prevent items from being slipped into the bag during rough handling or long layovers. But here's the part many people misunderstand. Plastic wrap does not protect your suitcase from inspection. If security needs to open it, they will cut the wrap immediately. A baggage handler summed it up simply: wrap helps against accidental openings, not official inspections. So while wrapping isn't useless, it's not real protection in the way many travelers imagine. Safer habit: if you want true security, combine a TSA-approved lock with a sturdy, well-built suitcase. These provide far more protection than plastic wrap alone. Now let's move to in-flight comfort, which leads us to mistake number 3. As a plane climbs and pressure decreases, air inside objects expands. A fully inflated neck pillow becomes rock hard in the air, especially uncomfortable for seniors. Safer habit: inflate your pillow to about 70 or 80% before takeoff and adjust in the air. And beyond comfort, seat choice can transform your flight, bringing us to mistake number 2. And if you know someone who travels often, a sibling, a friend, or even your adult children, you might consider sharing this video with them. Good habits make traveling easier for everyone. Not all seats are truly equal. Some don't recline. Some sit beside lavatories. Some feel colder. Some window seats don't even have a window. A retired flight attendant once said, "Most seat complaints come from people who didn't check before choosing." For seniors, seat choice deeply affects circulation, mobility, and overall comfort. Safer habit: check the seat map before confirming your selection. And now, we arrive at the most expensive mistake. Mistake number 1. Duty-free stores are designed to slow you down. Warm lighting, soft music, relaxing fragrances, curved pathways, and no direct sense of time. Inside them, announcements fade. Walking distances feel shorter, and many older travelers expect clear announcements like the old days, but modern terminals are quieter. This is how the gentleman at the start missed his flight. Not because he was careless, but because the environment was designed to feel unhurried. Safer habit. Check your walking distance and boarding time, then set a simple phone timer before entering duty-free. Airports today are complex, not worse, just different. Understanding how they work lets you travel calmly and confidently. And remember the gentleman from earlier? What bothered him wasn't the fee. It was the feeling that the world of travel had changed quietly, without telling him. But now you know what he didn't. With a few small adjustments, every trip becomes smoother. Less stress, more comfort, more predictability, and far fewer surprises. If today's guide helped you feel more prepared, I would truly appreciate a like or a comment. It helps more travelers, especially older ones, discover helpful, steady travel guidance instead of rushed, overwhelming advice. Travel gently, travel safely, and travel with confidence. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next guide.